Hello and welcome to the handover video for the Elddis Crusader Borealis 2021, new for 2021. We'll just take you around the outside to start with, and we will actually go around to the back for the beginning of this video, and just to show you the rear end. Okay, so you've got the light clusters obviously on both sides. These are for your brake lights, indicators, reversing lights, and your running lights. You do also have a high line brake light on there, an area for your number plate, and at the bottom you can see where the corner steadies wind down. You do have a winder in the front back end for this purpose. Okay, going around to the side of the Borealis, got a window, very dark window into the bedroom area. You see at the bottom here you've got the waste outlet pipes. These are for the grey waste, which is your sink waste from the kitchen, the sink from the bathroom and the shower. Okay, moving along, we've got the toilet cassette. I have already unlocked this for demonstration purposes. So the toilet cassette. Here. To empty the toilet cassette, lift the orange handle and pull this towards you. This comes out. It does have a handle, and that comes up, so you can take it along. It does have wheels on it, so you can take it to the chemical outlet. To empty, open, well, lift that forward, take the cap off, put the cap somewhere safe, then lift over the chemical area, press this orange button up here, which will release any airlock or gases in there to help that flow out. The blue fluid for the toilet is then put back into the lid. There are measures on there, and depending on which fluid you're using, look at the instructions on the bottle to see how much to put in and how much to dilute it with water. And that goes back on. Goes there. To clean out the toilet compartment, the cartridge, slide this back, open that, and then you can sluice that out and empty it in the same area. This. You will see, and there's a little float. When the cassette is full, that float will send a signal through to the toilet with this, and actually a small light on the toilet that shines, shows up saying that the toilet will need emptying. Okay. Then to put that back in, literally just slide this back in. Twin axle model for the Borealis, alloy wheels. The torque, the nuts need to be torqued up to 130 Newton meters. And you've got a window over the kitchen, battery compartment. That's right there. So in here you've got your battery and your electric hookup. Behind the electric hookup you've also got a 6 amp 12 volt socket and an external antenna. Whilst I've got the keys out, just to show you, got 2 sets of keys, one solid key, one little flip key. Also have the alarm fob here. So just a quick demonstration. 1 beep means the alarm is now on. 2 beeps, now the alarm is off. There is also on here this button here. This is a panic alarm. If you've got your keys in your pocket and you bend down, sometimes that will go off by accident and it will startle you somewhat. Okay, just pointing out there's an external light, LED light above the water point, Actually, that's when we need to change the water barrel at night. The Crusaders do have an internal tank as well of 40 litres, so with an aqua roll of 40 litres and the internal tank, it should give you about 80 litres of water. They also, this one's got a direct feed water pipe in it as well, so it can go straight in without the use of the aqua roll. Right, it's the whale water pump. Slide that up, and to insert the pump, literally just goes, pushes in, and that clips down to clip it in place. This part of the pump then goes into your aqua roll. This is just a demonstration pump. It's not going to be using this one. You have a brand new one in here. Underneath on the pump there is a little clip, so you can safely put that there while you're filling up your aqua roll. And to remove, just as simple, lift that up a little bit, that comes out, and that goes straight back down. Okay. You also have here the Elddis heating, and if it's running on gas, this is the exhaust point for the Elddis heating system. Alright, now to the front of the Borealis. You have the 3 windows at the front. And the gas locker, as you might be able to see, there is a light into the gas locker. This runs on the Alco chassis and hitch. It's got the Alco ATC, which is the Alco trailer control. So if the caravan does start snaking at all, it will put the brakes on automatically. Sometimes you might notice if you're going over a speed bump that the caravan feels quite heavy afterwards, and that's because of the ATC. It soon disengages. Right, inside the gas locker, got room here for 2 gas bottles set up for propane. On the pigtail on this one. In here you've got your water pump, the box for the feet, you've got your leg winder, electric cable, you've got your Alco wheel locks, the direct feed, pretty much everything you need to get going. Just continuing around the front now, you also have an external barbecue point. Do not ever use a barbecue inside an awning. Fire and fabric do not mix. You also have an external locker that goes underneath the seats inside. And this, you've also got the an external socket and a TV antenna point to go into the awning. Sorry about my reflection, don't want to scare you too much. Awning light, nice solid looking awning light. And then to the stable door, and we're going to go inside and show you how the internals are. Okay, so when we get into the caravan, immediately on your left hand side are the controls, the master control system on here. The master switch works as such. Then underneath you've got the external lights, as in the gas locker and the all 2 awning lights in effect. And these are then your internal lights. Okay, so that's all nicely lit up all the way around the van. Okay, as I said, this runs on the Elddis heating system. Now that works very simply by switching on. Right. First thing to notice that this shows that we're actually plugged into the electricity, and that is the current temperature within inside the van. 30.5 degrees, which makes a certain change out of the 3 degrees it is outside at the moment. To go into the settings, press menu, and the first thing we can see is at the top. This is the temperature we want inside the caravan. To change, it goes maximum of 30. To change, literally, it's a touch screen. Just press it down until you get to the desired temperature that you're going to want. Very simple to use. In the menu setting, or in the settings, you can set a nighttime setting. So you set the temperature and the time you want it to go on and off, and so it will do things automatically. There's quite a few of these. I'm not going to go through everything for you because we will give you a manual for that. But it's just as simple to up and down depending on what temperature you want. The next icon, the little shower icon, that's all to do with the water temperature. Now at the moment it's not on. The triangle is empty. If I was to press plus, that would then put half the triangle full. That will give you enough hot water for a wash, do any of your washing up, anything like that. But to have a boost for the shower, just press again so you've got a full triangle there, and that will give you more than enough hot water for anything you need. But generally, keep it halfway, that's absolutely fine. All right, the next icon on here is the electricity, how much electricity you're using for the heating and hot water. It's currently on 3 kilowatts, which is the maximum. You can go 2 kilowatts, 1 kilowatt, or it's off. So 1 kilowatt, basically, that will heat things up, but slowly. On a UK site, 2 kilowatts will give you plenty of heat and hot water, and warms up reasonably quickly. If you do want the boost, obviously put it onto 3 kilowatts, but 2 is fine, because if you're on 3 and you need to boil a kettle and put the microwave on at the same time, it might trip the system. Okay. These systems also run on gas, so if you wanted to use gas, you can hit the gas icon and that will fire everything up on gas. Showing you there, you have the option in the priorities to choose electric or gas as your favoured method of using the hot water and heating. Now I would suggest if you're on a site with electric, use the electric because it's already part of your part of the charge. There are lots of things within the settings that you can go through, which is why we give you a manual so you can go through that at your own leisure. This basic setup is probably all you would actually need. Okay, right, whilst we were talking about the water, and I mentioned earlier on in the video that there is an internal tank and an external tank. To turn the water pump on, power, turn the pump on. At the moment, in this 0 position, that means you will be getting your water in from an external, from the outside source, the external source. So, and either the aqua roll or your direct feed. To fill up your internal tank, this is going to sound possibly a little bit strange, to fill up your internal tank, you need to do it from an external source. So whether that's your aqua roll or direct feed. So you would press onto external. That would then fill up your internal tank from an external source. And then to use that internal tank, you would click it onto internal. So, like I say, so at the central position, you are taking your water into the caravan from either an aqua roll or a direct feed. To fill up your internal tank, you need to press the external side of it, so the 2 bars on there, to fill up your internal tank from an external source. And to use that internal source, just on the internal, on the number 1 button, so to speak. Okay. This part here just shows you how much power you have being available at the moment. We've got the lights on everything, it's 13.4 volts, but we are plugged in to the mains. But also, if your internal tank has any water in it, that will show you as a percentage how much water is in that tank. Okay, whilst we're talking about the water, to make sure that water is coming into the caravan, underneath the sofa in front of you, you will see here a yellow valve currently in the horizontal position. That horizontal position means that it's allowing water into the caravan from the external source. Now, when you're winterizing or when you've finished at your site and you want to travel and you don't want any water in your hot water tank, you need to lift that. Probably hear the water coming out now. Lift that to the vertical position. That will empty out that tank. Also, at that point, I would advise to open the taps as well, just to make sure everything flows out as it should. That way you're not carrying any extra weight when you're towing the caravan. Also under here is your fuse box trip switches. So if, as I said before, if you've got too much power being used and it all goes off, chances are it would have tripped the switch, and that is where we go to reset everything. Now, into the cupboards. First thing we see, you've got a radio, MP3 compatible, aux on there, iPod compatible. Yeah, everything you need to have your music going through. You've got the TV aerial here. This unscrews, lift this stalk upwards, and then point the aerial in the direction of pretty much of where everyone else is pointing to get your TV signal, and then retune your TV accordingly. There's the junction box with the booster. This aerial works for both the radio and the television. Okay, so plenty of cupboard space within here. Obviously, with the Borealis, one of the wonderful features is the L-shaped lounge and the 32-inch TV. Oh, very luxurious, very nice. Well, with the windows, they all have your blackout blinds, and then if you bring down after that, then you'll see you've got the fly screens, so you can have the windows open and still stop any bugs coming in. All the windows have the same, except this front skylight sunroof, where this just has the blackout blind because it doesn't open, so there's no fly screen on it. Okay, going to the kitchen area. You obviously quite a nice amount of worktop space for kettle, coffee maker, toaster, whatever you want to put there. 2 plugs. Also the light switches, so individual light switches for various things. This is for the main lights under the above the kitchen area. The other lights, we've got some mood lighting here, and also a little light down there for when you're coming in, just to guide you around. Nice big sink leading over to the cooker. Right, the cooker, it has 1 electric hob and 3 gas burners. Okay, the glass top will have to be put right back for the gas burners to work and for the electric hob to work. If the electric hob is still hot, do not put the glass lid back down. It's a standard gas cooker with a separate grill and oven. Very nice size as well. Okay, on the other side, you've got the microwave oven. The microwave does have an isolation switch up there, just an ordinary electric socket, 230 socket. But there's the microwave. I'm not going to teach you how to use that. Right, now the fridge. Nice large fridge. So to turn the power on the fridge, the fire button, that switches the power on. And you can see, as we're plugged into the electricity, the electricity icon is shining. So we know that's what we're using at the moment. You can run on gas. It's beeping because we have no gas connected. It's telling us that. If you're traveling and the fridge is already cold, you can maintain a cool temperature using the alternator, the battery on your car and the alternator. Well, let's put it back on there to stop the beeping. But the fridge and freezer would have to be cold already. It will not take the temperatures down from a standing start, so to speak. Then temperature wise, you can adjust the temperature. We generally recommend 4 because 5 it can be a little cold and can freeze some items that you might not want frozen. All right, the fridge itself, nice large fridge and a very, very handy size freezer compartment. This is removable, this freezer compartment. You can remove it should you wish to do so, just to have lots more wine chilling. I mean fridge space. Right, then. Okay, going to the mid bathrooms. So we've got a nice large shower. And on the other side, nice toilet area. Very nice size washroom. Part of the Elddis heating, this towel rail. If the top part is quite cool and the bottom is hot, it's just like bleeding an ordinary radiator at home. Just to bleed it there. Ample cupboard space in here to keep your bits and bobs there, and also under the sink, cupboard space as well. Mixer taps and generally nice size. You might now see that with that door closed, you've now completely closed off the lounge area. However, there we have it. You also have the option going into the bedroom to slide a door right across over and to separate you in the bedroom as well. Okay, the bedroom itself, it's got a TV point and a 230-volt socket there, another light switch, vents for the heating, and just to show you the Elddis heating header tank is in there. See, the lights came on quite easily. Okay, so lots of cupboard space in here as well. Again, another 230-volt socket and a couple of USB points. All in all, a fabulous van. Okay, the Omnivent. Now, an Omnivent, which is pretty similar to an extractor fan, you would need to open the outer sunroof part of it, and then to turn it on, press power, and you can either have extracting or you can have it bring in air into the air, drawing air in. But always remember to close this when you're not using it. Whilst we're here, just as a reminder, underneath the cooker there is a gas isolation valve for the cooker. There's also the 230-volt plug for the hob as well. All the information you need is in the manual, which we provide for this caravan. But if you do have any questions, please feel free to give us a call on 01373 752 100, and we'll be only too happy to assist you. One last thing, internally, this long skylight, I'm not going to open it now because it's might drip some water in. To open this, obviously undo all of the catches and then lift, but lift slowly until you hear a click. Then you're at one level. You can do the same again to a slightly higher level, but you have to be gentle with it, and you'll feel once you hear the click, you can let it go. Then to release it all, just lift it as high as you can. You know, it will go, and then drop it down. Some people do try. They're a little bit abrupt with it, and they do try to force it to make it work. But this is the Crusader Borealis. Fabulous choice, and I hope you'll be very happy. But like I say, any questions, do please give us a call. 01373 752 100. Any of us here at Wiltshire Caravans will be more than happy to help.